And moving on to superbugs, scientists at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology have found traces of all the 12 commonly used antibiotics in Subin and adjoining rivers in Kumasi and vegetables grown along the river. The contamination has been traced to liquid waste from the Contamination Teaching Hospital and 4 medical reception stations, the military hospital in Kumasi as well. There are fears that the river and the vegetables grown along can become a breeding ground for antibiotic-resistant bacteria. In this Joy News Hotline documentary, Love FM's Emmanuel Kwesi Deborah takes you on a journey on how many lives are at risk of suffering from these diseases by these deadly bacteria from the waste generated by these hospitals.
I realized that this issue has occurred, or this pipe has broken down for more than 15 years. From my discussion with the person who actually had the farm here, it's like people from the town come to buy the sugarcane. The ones that they sell on the roadside, they actually come here to buy the sugarcane and go and peel them and sell them on the roadsides. And this is actually one of the places that they do buy sugarcane when there's some scarcity in the town.
He picked samples from the effluents and down and upstream of the Subin River and adjoining rivers. Vegetables grown along the river were also picked for the presence of 12 commonly used antibiotics in Ghana. Interestingly, after the investigation, all 12 common antibiotics were found.
These antibiotics that I looked for were all in the surface water that I looked for. All the 12 were actually found there. Amoxicillin, tetracyclines, they were all in the surface water and also in the hospital wastewater that I looked for. Then when I went to the levels that were found were higher in the hospital wastewater and also in the sewage treatment as compared to the ones that are in the surface water, the low quality water.
But how is liquid waste treated at Contamination Teaching Hospital?
According to our environmental officers, all our liquid waste are diluted with the appropriate chlorine materials to rid it of all bacterial agents, and it lasts for around 15 minutes before it's let down the sink to join the main sewage.
And how has the Environmental Protection Agency been supervising the waste generated by the hospital? Samuel Otain is Regional Director.
We always look at some of the high-risk activities, like you are saying, those that are likely to emit into the air or into water bodies. Those ones are constantly put on the satellite, and we make sure that we monitor them as quickly as possible. The Environmental Protection Agency also have a lab that regularly takes samples and checks, not only on water quality. We also do for air quality, and at the same time we also do for the noise. You understand? So particular reference to we do the air quality. You know, they have an incinerator there. So around that area, we also do the air quality. Then we also take the water quality samples for analysis and those things. In most cases, you see the industry practice, where you see that the values are high or low, are not meeting standards, you advise and you direct. Sometimes you can advise. If you look at the Environmental Protection Agency Act, he said when you identify something, you have to respond by writing to the agency, telling him or her what the offending activities, the steps that need to be taken to address the offending activity within a certain period. You know, some of the issues cannot be addressed within a week or two. Some of them can take maybe months, and some of them can take even years. You understand? So depending on the issue, you tell them to do it as and when appropriate, so that you'll be able to address most of the issues. But I think I would say that Contamination is doing well. He's doing well.